Okay, so I planned on making a whole video, but I had an alarm go off my phone and it stopped my whole video. I was really upset. So let me start back. Um, so whenever I just like went and kind of rewatched it for a second before I continued going, and I was like, holy crap, I'm talking like really, really fast. But I'm talking fast because I'm trying to remember everything I say while reading what I say, while saying what I say, and not making it drag out even longer because I do say a lot, you know? Um, but like if I'm talking like to my friends, I just talk normal. I mean, I do talk relatively fast a lot of times, but like Wayne says, I'm not talking fast, you listen in slow. So there's that. I also wanted to explain, so I'm laying down because I have arthritis. I have 3 bulging discs in my back. And if I were to be sitting, then I'll be like standing up, sitting down, moving this way, this way. And I didn't want it to look like I was unfocused and not doing what I'm doing, you know what I mean? So I'm laying down just so that my back doesn't hurt so bad. We've been having like tornado warnings every night for 3 nights now, and our barometric pressure is super low, so it really irritates me. I always know the barometric pressure. I check it like every few hours. I always know the weather and what it's going to be. I like to be prepared for my day. To add that in there, I felt like that was probably important. Okay, am I assertive or not? Yeah, I'm super assertive. I'm super bold. Um, People either love me or hate me. I feel like usually whoever doesn't like me or care for me, it's because they are insecure or they don't want to think about things. They just live on like, oh, okay, go with the flow. I don't like flaky people. Um, I was in the military and my wreck happened, so I got out. Um, Although I don't want to go to war. I did because, like I said, I was on like a really rough path in life for a while, and I loved it. I love basic. I'm the smallest, and I was the strongest girl. I did more sit-ups than anyone in my platoon. In basic, I did more push-ups than more pull-ups and push-ups than any of the girls in my platoon. They had me like battling the guys during combat because I'm tiny. I was the smallest one. Like I'm right at 5 feet tall, and at the time I had to gain weight to go into the army. I was like 89 pounds. So at that point I was probably like between 95 98, you know. I was tiny. I'm competitive. I like to be strong. I have an X on my hand, not only because of Malcolm X, but because of what the X stands for. I feel like you can't define me. You can't say, I do this because I'm a girl, or because I'm a girl, I won't do that, or because I'm white, or because I'm this, or because I believe in this. Like, I don't want to fit into a stereotype. I am who I am. Like, you like me or you don't. So, whenever I got in my wreck, I was in a coma for 4 days and I came out on my own. Like, they didn't have to medically induce me to come out or whatever they call it. Um, my alcohol level was 4 times the legal limit. And like I said, I was teeny. I was not even 100 pounds. Um, and I was only 20 whenever the wreck happened. So, you know, I went through a lot after that. It's just normal to me now. You know, I've dealt with it. My best friend died on side of me. He was driving. That's a whole nother, that would take another 30 minutes. So we could get to that if you would like at another time. Um, so my life goal when I was growing up was to be a dancer on Broadway. But like I said, I've been through so many good, bad phases. My life goal right now is being a mother, but not only being a mother, because I'm still myself. I will never lose my mom. I felt like lived through us. I will never lose myself within my child. I'm a mom, but I am also who I am. I am raising him to be the best him he can be, but still being who he is and knowing, admitting, and accepting, that we're not all the best at something, I want him to find his own happiness, know how to find his own happiness. You don't need other people for happiness. And to be an independent thinker, to question things that you are taught or told, and to always be who you are and be proud of who you are, to love who you are, because you don't want to. I teach him. I've taught him since he was like 2 or so. Like, it's good to be weird. You don't want to be like everyone else. You don't want to be everyone else. You want to be liked because you are who you are, not because you can agree with someone. That's important to me. So like I said, I was reading like a whole different set of questions for it, and one of them was like, what kind of animal would you want to be? And my answer was, I think the animal question is elementary, and I don't think you can understand who I am by a fictional sense of existence. And since a Greek mythological god wasn't an animal, I would choose dolphin or whale because they're strong, beautiful, graceful, intelligent. They feel for things, not feel things, but like they can feel the air around them, the water around them. I guess it's not really air. I mean there's oxygen in it, so I don't know if you know what I mean, but I do. Hold on, only a few more things, maybe. I love rules, but I'm also rebellious. I have a weird spirituality, and I don't identify with any religion, but I do see bits and parts of all religions to, have a little truth. I am more animism, Buddhism, Hindu, pagan, all the before. The ruling of religion, ruling, keyword. I'm loud and I'm fun, but I also know that everything has a time and a place. So I'm very good. I know how to be who I need to be where I am, while always still being who I am. Like, I can lead or I can follow. I'm better at leading, but I can for sure go with you. I'm with you. We got it. I'm going to back you. I'm going to defend you. I'm loyal. But I cannot pretend to agree with you or a crowd or with people because that's against my righteousness. Like I can't say that I think that or believe that if I do not. I don't know if that'll help y'all any. I also feel like I've done years and years of self-work. Like I said, because I've been through some stuff. So to really know me is to have to know and understand all of the phases and all of the reasons why they were about. That's the only way you can really understand is from all of my growth that I've already done and worked on within myself. I take a pride in trying to fix any problems. Selma Myers-Briggs, I'm ESTJ. Judge Judy. Used to love her whenever I was a kid. Everyone who knows me, yeah, that's completely you, is what they'll say. And then when I looked at the objective list, I came up with TESI, and that was adding my answers, my boyfriend's answer, my brother's answers. My brother minored philosophy, majored in psychology in college, and then one close friend that I've been friends with for like over a decade. And then all of our answers tallied to equaling the same TESI. And then I've gotten input from another friend who I haven't known as long, so she doesn't really know me and everything I would do or act like. So my energy, definitely have high energy, but I definitely have high information too because I like to know, learn, and understand anything and everything I can. I mean, not physics, not science, not physics. I love biology. I love mind science, but physical science, no. Why do I need to know that? I'm never going to build anything. I don't want to ever build anything. So yes, somebody else will. That's just how I feel about that. Yeah, I'm kind of nerdy in my spare time. So I'm active all day. I get my day started. I don't stop moving. I like to beat my Cowburn. It's set on 1,000. Wednesday, I had 2,200. I think, well, maybe because of my injuries, I feel like if I stop, then I won't be able to. That'll be when, it's very hard to pick back up once you do stop. Like I said, I have a lot of injuries, dude, so it's hard for me to take a break, So I like to stay going. But then, as soon as I'm done, then I'm like, okay, so now what can I do? What can I learn? This right now, I've been obsessing over this for a couple weeks. So, I like learning things for fun, especially when it comes to people. I think sleep definitely has to be my last because, relaxing, I don't know how to do that. I don't, if you ask me what's, the most relaxing thing, I'd be like, oh, getting drunk and going to a party. Yeah, I don't know, I'm not worried about all my responsibilities. Sleeping, I never do. It's hard. I can always stay awake. I cannot always fall asleep. I could drive for 3 days if I had to, But sleeping is not my thing. I feel like I have a fear of falling asleep. I don't like the feeling of falling asleep. And then I have dreams that come true. I've had dreams that come true my whole life. Even my wreck. I used to have a recurring nightmare whenever I was a kid of, It was completely different, but it was the same truck. Like, it was the same scenario. But so like I've always had dreams that come true later on in life. So that, I guess, is why like my religious beliefs are like very weird, different, very what I know, not what you tell me. You know what I mean? What I've experienced. So that's a whole nother subject, a whole nother time, another day. In Enneagram, I'm 8. I'm a challenger. Imagine that. My love, see, I like to know everything I can know. My love language, I'm words of affirmation. Please tell me all day that you love me. I love it. And you don't have to touch me, but just tell me. I'm a 3, numerology like Tesla. Love. I feel like there are ways that we could have many more freer, wide community shared things than to be like, if you do this, then you can have this. You know what I mean? I feel like we should all be working together. Anyway, my my life path is an 11, which is a spiritual leader. So, I mean, I think it's kind of funny. Like, I don't believe in the norm of society, but like, I definitely do have my followers who do, and not like saying followers in a bad way, like my people who follow what they trust me to say. You know what I mean? I'm a Scorpio. I have a Leo rising. My moon's in Aquarius. I'm very much Scorpio without the emotions, though. Weird. I pretty much know all of those about everyone I know. I have like journals of like birth charts, journals of Myers-Briggs charts. Like, if I'm friends with you, I want to understand you, how you work, and how I can help our friendship. Like, I'm not gonna explain the same thing. Like, I'm always gonna have the same opinion. I'm always gonna have the same belief. But if I'm explaining that opinion or belief, I'm gonna say it differently to you versus than to you, because you're gonna understand it in a different way, which I think is what would make me a good teacher if I wanted to deal with other people's kids, because everyone learns and understands differently than each other. And that's important for society to understand as well. I love philosophy. I have a book on like philosophy tests and stuff, and I am a completely consistent thinker. So I think inconsistency really bothers me about other people also. I also like got like halfway on the logic chart, like how logical am I? And I was just like, that doesn't make any sense. But then I also think that was a perception thing too, like how you took what they were asking. So whatever, maybe I'm not as logical as I thought, but I do like to do things by seeing what it really is. I don't know. I don't know. All right. So like, to be honest, I'm super annoyed that I don't exactly know what I am, because I know who I am, you know what I mean? So it's frustrating to me. I'm very aware of who I am and what I believe, what I think, how I act, how I'm going to act, what I'm going to do. But also, like, some people think they know me and they're like, wait, hold up, I didn't see that coming. But it's just because, like, there's just layers of me. You know, I don't lie. I don't hide it. Like, you didn't ask that. You know? I don't know. I would ask that. I've always been, like, smart and quick. I get it quick. So this is, I want to know. I want to know why I don't know. I mean, like, I asked other people and they all, like I said, have the same, mostly same answers as me. We all ended up with the same conclusion. So wait, pause. I've always been like a mind my business person. I like to understand people. I like to know people, but like, I don't care what you do. You know what I mean? Like, if that's not going to affect me, society, and everyone, like, I don't care what you do. Like, you go smoke crack for all I care, as long as that doesn't interfere with me and it's not around me. You know, I don't care what people choose, what they believe, what they do. I like you for whatever it is that we do have similar that I can like. You know, I feel like you can always find something to get along with someone with. I like to debate. I like to argue. I don't like to fight. I don't think that solves anything. But like, okay, so in school, if like, you know how like those shy people, really quiet people and such, and I was a cheerleader, so you know, I don't know. I talk to anyone, to everyone. But if it was somebody, like, say you could have been a football player, whatever, like, but if you're gonna see, like, call this dude out that didn't do anything, but, like, to be, like, a big shot, you know, I would jump up. Like, that's where the difference is. If you know me, then you love me. But if you don't, then you probably are, like, scared of me or think that I'm just a bitch, because you're not going to talk about this person that's not going to say anything back. Like, if they're not going to get up and defend themselves, I'm going to get up and defend them, because that's not okay. Like, you're not going to make people feel like you're better than everyone because you made fun of someone who wouldn't stand up to you, because I will. Y'all don't have to like me, you know? But I just feel like I always defend what I believe is right and what I think is true. And I would want someone to do it for me if I didn't do it for myself, you know? I never want to hurt anyone or hurt someone's feelings, but if you try to hurt my feelings or you attack my intelligence or insult my intelligence, then it would be a mistake, because I'm probably going to hurt your feelings. I mean, only in an honest way. I'm not ever going to say anything that wasn't true, you know? But you don't always need those truths or want those truths, but if you started it, then you're going to get it. I've definitely dimmed out on that a lot after becoming a mom and after, like, you know, growing up. But still, don't play with me. I observe people, not things. Like, I like beauty and I like seeing pretty things, but I don't care. You know what I mean? Like, I won't notice that you moved around something in your house or that you planted a new plant, but I will notice what you're wearing in your hair and, like, how it's different about you. I'll notice if you're not feeling okay, or if something's wrong, or if you said something like I know isn't true. Like, I notice people, I don't notice things. I don't care about things. So it's like my mom would say I'm the least observant person, but that's just because, like, I don't care what you bought. I don't care what you have. I don't care that you moved the paintings on your wall for the 100th time. So, no, I don't look for that, but, like, I notice what people do, what people change, what people have said, you know? So I'm very observant with people, but not things. And no, I do not daydream. Like, when do you have time to sit around and live in a fantasy world? I don't know. So yeah, that's never been my thing. I live in reality, whichever the reality is. But I don't know. I don't understand people who daydream or pretend things, or, like, I like pretend acting. I'll act all day. Like, I'll go somewhere and I'll pretend like I'm somebody completely different if I don't know anyone there, you know, because that's fun. Or just to show that I could do it. But don't pretend. Or, like, don't, like, you know, if you're, like, middle class, don't be looking at all these $1 million homes, daydream about, like, why? Or are you doing something to get to it, you know? Which, I mean, I'm not knocking you, but, like, that's just not my thing at all. Like, I have much better things to do with my time than to pretend. I'm super extrovert on a normal day. I'll talk to anyone. I don't know a stranger. I will just start a conversation anywhere I go. Whenever I lived in Chicago, like, everybody used to call me New Orleans. And I'm not even from New Orleans. My family is, though. But everyone knew me, and I'd only been to, like, a few parties or a few things, like dancing and stuff. But, like, say if I'm invited to a party and I don't know anyone, I'm not just going to walk in and start talking. I'm going to sit and I'm going to watch. And I'm going to watch, like, what did you say to you? What are you doing with you? How are you talking? How are you moving whenever you talk? Do you talk the same way to this person as you did to that person? I like to see the situation, see what's going to happen, see what's going on. Like, usually, especially in a movie, but even in a crowd, like, I'll tell my boyfriend, he gets like, how did you know that kind of stuff? You know, like, I'll tell him who's going to say what's going to happen, what's going to be done. But, like, I watch these people like 10 minutes. What do you mean? How you don't know who is going to do it? Or, you know, stuff like that. I'm a really good judge of character. I usually know when somebody's lying. I don't like lying. I don't like when you're inconsistent with what you thought and said. I like things to make sense. I was about to say something else, too, I wanted to add, but see, I didn't stop and write it down, so I don't even remember what it was. I think that's everything that I had written down. So, yeah, I would rather watch and pay attention and then know what's going to happen than... Oh, I'm a very... This isn't what I was going to say, but this came to me, too. I'm a very worst-case scenario person, because if you're prepared for the worst, then everything else is easy. You know? Like, I don't like to let myself down, so I'm not going to assume it's going to be good. I'm going to assume it's going to be bad. That way, if it is bad, it's like, okay, saw it coming. And if it is good, then I'd be like, oh, thank God, you know? Because if I assumed it was going to be good and then it's bad, I'm not going to be mad at anybody but myself for not seeing it or not thinking that that could happen, you know? So anyway, that's just some of what or who I am. I feel like that still can't let you know who and what I am really without knowing and understanding everything else. But there you go. If you can think or figure out what you think that I am, it'd be really cool if you would drop it. Let me know.